welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your second bonus reading for September 2018. So how we're going to do the readings, your month aheads will be recorded 2 weeks before the start of the incoming month, okay, because I like to get stuff out a little bit earlier now. And also you have the chance to absorb those energies 2 weeks before that month starts. So your month ahead readings will be uploaded sort of, 2 weeks before the month starts, and then we'll do a mid-month reading, like a bonus reading sort of going into, the first week in October or whatever it is. So this is the first week in September. We're going to do a second bonus reading for you. This is the Gypsy Tarot Love Spread, okay. We're using the Ciro Marchetti Tarot of Dreams deck, and yeah, that's what we're doing today. For those of you that haven't seen this particular reading, we deal with 7 columns. The first column is your mental and emotional, how you're dealing with the situation mentally and emotionally. The second column is what's going on in the present situation. The third column will be your hopes and desires for love. Fourth column, your expectations of love. Fifth column, what you don't see coming in, so it's the hidden aspects. The sixth column deals with the immediate future in September, and the seventh column is the overall outcome for September in love, okay? And I do the readings slightly differently now, where I'm just shuffling the cards and putting down each column one at a time, okay? So, Universe Spirit for Aries, can you show me love for Aries in September 2018? Love for Aries, Sun and Rising signs. I'd like to see in the first column what the situation is and how Aries feels mentally and emotionally about that situation, and the reason for that, please, in position 3. So that's position 1, that's position 2, pull this a little bit here, and that's position 3. Can you show me in column 2 what the situation is around their present situation, position 2 what they're experiencing around that situation, and position 3 the reason for that occurring. 1, 2 and 3. Can you show me in position in column 3 their hopes and desires? So what's the situation around their hopes and desires in number 1? Can you show me what their hopes and desires are around this situation in position 2? And can you show me the reason for this occurring in position 3? Column 4 is their expectations. Can you show me the situation around their expectations for love in September in position 1? Show me what the expectations are around this situation in position 2. And the reason for this in position 3. Can you show me for Aries in September 2018 the hidden aspects? So show me what the situation is around their hidden aspects in position 1. Show me what the hidden aspect is around that situation in position 2. And show me what the reason for this is in position 3. Can you show me for Aries in September 2018 and love what the situation will be around their immediate future in column 6, position 1. What will be the immediate future around that situation in position 2 of column 6, and what's the reason for this in position 3 of column 6. And finally, the overall outcome. Can you show me what the situation is around the overall outcome in position 1? What will be the overall outcome around that situation in position 2? And can you show me the reason for this in position 3 of column 7? There we go. Alright, so all the cards are laid down. Let's put these to the side, and let's have a look at what's going on around your mental and emotional. What's the situation? The situation is about the 3 of Wands. I think that some of you guys are waiting for your ships to come in, because that's really the general ethos of this card. It is the card that represents somebody who's waiting with the 3 of Wands energy. Sometimes with the 3 of Wands you get love. Sometimes this can be communicating with others. This can be casting your net wide, trying to find a love mate. This can be promoting yourself, showing yourself to others. But for me, as a reader that reads visually, intellectually and intuitively, I'm just looking at the picture here, and you can see the ship is there. Can you see that? There's a ship. And you can see this person's looking and they're waiting for the ship to come in. So I think the situation is all about you guys waiting for your ship to come in. You might be waiting for love to come in. You might be waiting for the manifestation of a situation in your love life. Mentally and emotionally, how do you feel around that, Aries? The Page of Swords. I think that there's just a level of interest here with this Page of Swords, because mentally, the Page of Swords is young. He's a student and he's interested. So when you do the Page of Swords, for example, is about learning. So this is about learning about a new subject, for example. This card would often show up for somebody who's going on a course, or somebody who's going to college, or they're going to school, or they're going to university and they're learning something. They're inquisitive. This is a very bright individual. And I think that just mentally, you're just very interested to see what comes in for you. I think that emotionally, how do we feel emotionally with the Page of Swords energy? Well, there's a certain level of, what's the word that I'm looking for? Unknowingness. There's a naivety when it comes to the Page of Swords energy. So I just think that mentally and emotionally, there's a level of interest here with this Page of Swords, because the Page of Swords is a spy. So what he wants to do, he's researching, he wants to find this stuff out. So I really just think that mentally and emotionally, you're kind of just really inquisitive with this Page of Swords to find out what comes in, because you're waiting for someone to come to you. And I think that mentally and emotionally with the Page of Swords, you're very kind of interested. There's a level of interest, and I would say probably a level of curiosity here with this Page of Swords to see what comes to you. And the reason for that is because of the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the Faith card on the Chiramachetti deck, but it's called Faith as well. I think that some of you guys, you have a certain, and because the hands are clasped and there's a prayer, I'm also going to go with the picture on this one as well. I think that you're praying for something to come to you. I think that you have faith in a higher being with the Hierophant energy. To me, I'm going to include maybe a spiritual element on this reading here. I think that you have faith. I think some of you guys, Aries, are praying with this Faith card, stroke Hierophant. You're praying to a higher power. You've got faith in a higher power with the Faith energy, showing here the Hierophant. That's something that you want, something that is of interest to you. So, for example, some of you guys might have been out of a relationship for some time, Aries, and it might be that you've been praying if you're interested in a tall, dark, handsome male or female, you might have been praying for that type of individual. It might be that you've been praying, you've been doing manifestation, logs. You've been doing 55 times 5, or you've been doing law of attraction, and you've been saying things like, universe, I would like you to bring to me, a person who is kind, a person who is thoughtful, a person who is loving, a person who wants a family, a person who wants a long-term relationship, a person who I can commit to, a person that will commit to me. So I feel that this is all about faith. Okay, I think that you've got faith in a higher power, because Hierophants can show us higher powers as well. You're inquisitive. So the Page of Swords kind of tells me that you guys, around this energy, the situation being waiting for that perfect person to come into your life, mentally and emotionally, you're just inquisitive with the Page of Swords energy. I think also around this energy, you are ready, because the Page of Swords talks about being ready to take action. You're ready to communicate. You're ready to bring that person into your life. You're ready to bring in that energy, because I think that you have faith. I think you're not only inquisitive and interested to see what comes in, but also I think that you're ready with the Page of Swords, because the Page of Swords means to be ready and willing. I think that you are ready to initiate, because remember, the Page of Swords holds a sword. So usually on other decks he's holding the sword, and the sword is the Ace of Swords, and that's the card about initiation. So you're ready to put a plan into action, you're ready to communicate, you're ready to find out who this person is. Because I think with the Hierophant energy, you have a faith in a higher power, that the higher power, God, universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it, the light, whatever it is that you attribute to being this higher power, you're certain that this is going to come to you. Now, in your present situation, the situation is all about love. Ace of Cups. New love is the Ace of Cups. New relationships is the Ace of Cups. But the Ace of Cups is also about healing and opening our hearts to love. Now, around that, what are you experiencing around new love? Well, the Six of Cups you're experiencing. So some of you guys, it might be you're experiencing something from the past. Six of Cups is something from the past. It might be around love, you're experiencing some very strong family ties, because the Six of Cups isn't just about the past. The Six of Cups is also about family. So in your present situation, it's all about love, the Ace of Cups, and what you're experiencing around the Ace of Cups. For some of you guys, you will be experiencing unconditional love. So if you do have unconditional love around you with an individual, it might be the situation is you're waiting for your ships to come in. Maybe you're waiting for a proposal here with this Three of Wands energy. And around that, the Page of Swords energy, mentally and emotionally, you're ready for this. You're ready to initiate on this because maybe you've got faith that it's going to happen. Maybe you're very committed to the individual with the Hierophant energy showing there. And for some of you guys, it might be something to do with the past, or it might be something just to do with love that you receive from family and friends. But let's see why you are experiencing the Six of Cups. Because, oh wow, the Ace of Swords has shown up here. Okay. So the Ace of Swords can be a card, and the Ace of Swords, if you notice on this card, is with the sword is downturned. It's not up, it's down. So I think that this is about the past. I think the situation is about love. I think the situation is you've still got your hearts open. And I think that for some of you guys, you are very much living in the past with this Six of Cups energy. And I think with the Ace of Swords showing here, the reason might be is that there was severance. Ace of Swords in the reverse means severance, because you know, when you turn a knife downwards, you're cutting through stuff, so the knife often cuts like this, and that's why we look at the Ace of Swords in the reverse as being, it's not reversed, but the sword on the card is downturned. So there might have been severance in a relationship for some of you guys, and it might be that you are waiting for someone to come back to you, the Three of Wands energy. And mentally and emotionally, it might be, well, my feeling on this with the Page of Swords is I'm inquisitive to know whether this happens or not, because I've been praying for it. Maybe some of you guys have been praying. Maybe you're still committed to someone. For some of you guys with the Page of Swords, it might be mentally and emotionally, I want to talk about this. I want to explore this. You know, I want to communicate with this individual. Perhaps you're still committed to someone that you broke up with, for some of you Aries, energy showing out there, okay? And for some of you guys, the Ace of Swords is certainty. Okay, so, you know, it's interesting because the Ace of Swords can mean many things. This is the start of a new plan, the start of a new idea. It's certainty, the Ace of Swords is. Because it's a real belief system is the Ace of Swords. But I think this might be something to do with severance, potentially, with somebody from the past. Maybe, I think some of you guys might be waiting for someone to come back from the past, from what I can feel in this reading. Your hopes and desires, well, the Lovers is the situation. And the Lovers is about a strong bond and a strong union and a strong partnership. It's about a relationship that is balanced between two people in all areas, because it's a number 6 card. So around that, what is your hopes and desires around the Lovers? Transformation is, you wouldn't be hoping for an ending to this. You must be hoping for a transformation with the Death energy. And the reason for that, the Seven of Cups energy. I think that I get the impression that you've been waiting for somebody to come back. To some of you guys, I think you've been waiting for someone to come back, because the situation is about the open heart, love in your present situation, and around that what you're experiencing is the past, the Six of Cups. Maybe there's been communication with the Ace of Swords. For some of you guys, because the Ace of Swords is also communication, so it might be that the situation is about love, forgiveness. You might be experiencing around that the Six of Cups, unconditional love. You might be experiencing somebody from the past. Maybe there's been some communication with somebody from the past here. Maybe there's been severance with someone from the past. I think if there's been communication with someone from the past, that's why the situation is about love with the Ace of Cups. It might be that around the hopes, the situation being the Lovers card, a balanced relationships, your hopes will be, well, we need transformation. Maybe there's been some confusion in this relationship in the past with the Seven of Cups. Maybe there's been something that's been very out of reach in this relationship with the Seven of Cups. I think that this is somebody who's potentially in the month of September that's come back. They might have come back before, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks before, or a month before, because it's showing up in your present situation here, that this is about love, and you're experiencing the Six of Cups, unconditional love. For some of you guys, somebody from the past with some of you guys, I now think that this is about communication. I think some of you guys have been communicating from someone with someone from the past, or it could be with the Six of Cups. You're experiencing unconditional love, because finally there is now clarity and honesty as well. The Ace of Swords represents honesty too, and, you know, true honest communication. Because in your hopes, well, the situation is all about this bond that you have with this individual, and your hopes would be, I'm hoping that there's going to be some transformation in this relationship now, because we've gone through the mill. You know, this has been a very confusing situation. I feel that you're out of reach. Maybe this person has been tempted by others, for example, with that Seven of Cups energy. So I do feel that you guys are expecting changes in a relationship with somebody who's come back or somebody that you've reconciled with. But the situation is about your ships coming in. So I think that this person's probably, from what I can see in these two areas here, they've probably made you some form of a promise. But mentally now and emotionally, you're kind of a little bit, I wouldn't say that you don't believe them, but I would say that you're more kind of, with the Page of Swords, interested mentally and emotionally in learning and just finding out what happens with this. Can this person deliver on their promises? Because maybe this person told you that they're now committed to the relationship. Maybe you've prayed. Maybe you said, look, you know, this Hierophant energy, I'm having faith in you. I am having real faith in you to deliver. I think that this is a promise that you're waiting to come to you. I think that somebody's come back for some of you Aries and they say, I promise that there's going to be a change, because your hopes of a transformation in this relationship. Because I think with the Seven of Cups energy, there's been a lot of confusion. Alternatively though, it might be as well that, you know, I'm looking at it two ways. I think that that could be definitely a scenario for some of you. But also when I look at it in another way, it might be also that the situation is about love, in which what you're experiencing is something to do with the past. Perhaps there's been some severance in this relationship. Perhaps there's been some real talk within this relationship. And it might be around this energy that you guys, the situation is the Lovers, but your hopes are that this will end because there's been too much confusion. Maybe somebody's been tempted. So for some of you guys, I think it's about somebody coming back, wanting to reconcile and asking for forgiveness and saying, look, things will change, and you're expecting those changes to come in. And I think for some of you guys, Aries, this is all about trying to let go of the past. Okay, which is why some of you guys might be waiting for your ships to come in. Mentally and emotionally, you're ready, you're inquisitive, you're interested to see what happens, because perhaps with the Faith energy, you've put the control of this situation in the hands of fate, in the hands of the universe, in the hands of God. Perhaps because there's been severance in a relationship now, and what you're hoping is the situation is about this relationship. The Lovers also can be in a karmic tie as well. So maybe you're very kind of bonded to this person that you split up with, and you're hoping, I'm hoping that finally this can end now, because there's been some real talk here. I have clarity on the past here. I know that this isn't going to happen. So I'm hoping now that this karmic tie that I feel to this person with the Lovers energy can finally be put to bed, be put to rest, because I want to start looking out there again. I want to start looking at other options. So some of you guys might be wanting to, some of you guys might have a really strong bond with a person from the past, because you do have the Lovers and the Six of Cups. This is soulmate energy, this is twin flame energy, this is karmic energy, okay? And you will be hoping that this can be put to rest, because finally you've just got to get yourself out there again, which is why you're waiting for your ships to come in, mentally and emotionally, very, very inquisitive to see what arrives to you. Maybe you've prayed for the perfect partner because the person that this ended with simply wasn't perfect enough. What's going on around your expectations? Well, the situation is a Three of Cups. That can be reconciliation, that can be finding your perfect soulmate, your perfect partnership. Around that, what are you expecting with the Three of Cups? While you're expecting with the Queen of Coins energy to be able to settle down. Because the Three of Cups is all about finding an agreement, finding a partnership that gels, finding a partnership that connects on a spiritual, because remember the cups are about spirituality, they're also about our feelings and they're about our emotions, okay, and they're about love. So this is a very spiritual, loving connection is on your mind around the expectations area, Aries, and you will expect that if you find this connection with an individual, what you're going to have with the Queen of Coins energy is stability, security, and a relationship in which you can nurture and build for the future with the Queen of Coins energy, because she's all about fertility, abundance, and prosperity in whatever area, whether it's money or love. Some of you guys, it might be that you expect that you'll become pregnant with the Queen of Coins energy, or you'll expect that you'll set up home together or even get married, because she's the married queen usually in the tarot. And the reason for that is the Two of Wands. You've got a vision for the future, some of you guys have got. I think you've got a vision for the future that you want to venture towards. So actually, yes, some of you guys might have had a return. And the Queen of Coins, if you can see this card, she's looking at death. So she's looking, you guys are looking for transformation here, because you're expecting the Queen of Coins energy. If you can find that right partnership, and I think that if this is somebody who comes back to you, Aries, you will expect the situation will be a reconciliation, Three of Cups, where there is an agreement that is made and it's stood by. And you will expect around that, finally we agree on something here. And I will expect now that we're going to start building this life together, that I will at some point, for some of you guys, become pregnant, or will get married, or will settle down into marital bliss. We'll live a life together that is abundant and full of joy. It'll be very grounded, because I've got a vision for the future. So therefore I'm looking towards this being a transformation in this relationship. And for some of you guys, you just want an ending to a karmic tie, because you want to get out there again and start looking at other options. No wonder you're looking at your ships coming in, because you've put your hands in that, your fate in the hands of a higher power. And you're very inquisitive mentally and emotionally to see what comes in here. But for some of you guys, if you're going to expect this, the hopes are that there's going to be an ending maybe to this karmic tie, somebody that you've been holding on to for a long time, because you want to get yourself out there and look for something decent. What's the hidden factors coming in? Well, the Two of Coins. So the situation is all about trying to find balance with the Two of Coins, but this can also be juggling maybe a couple of people. Around that Two of Coins energy, what you'll find coming in, the hidden aspects, what you can't see coming in, is the Page of Cups. So this is a new relationship, or this is somebody who's flirting with you. So I think with the Two of Coins, the situation is all about you dating with this Two of Coins energy. And I think around that, what you can't see coming in is somebody who's going to be showing you some interest. This person at first is not that serious, okay? Even though it's a nice energy, luckily it's not reversed, so we don't see a narcissist. But what we see in the upright is showing somebody who's flirting with you, showing you some interest, flirty texts, inviting you out for a meal or a drink. The reason for that Page of Cups, there we go, the Nine of Cups. This person's very interested in you. This person wants to find their soulmate. I'll see what they're looking towards this card. This is coming in because actually there's a wish being fulfilled. Nine of Cups energy. And your wish is for this. Can you see how you're waiting for your ships to come in? Well, they're coming in here. In the hidden aspects, the Two of Coins. Situation could be finally finding that balance. Because what you can't see coming in is new love. And why is it coming in? Because a wish is being fulfilled. So for some of you guys, I think certainly if you want to get over an old partner, because you want to get out there again and look for someone to come in, look for an option, look for, you know, look at what's around, window shop, as it were, with the Seven of Cups, because you're waiting for your ships to come in, because you've put your hands, your fate in the hands of, you know, in the hands of a higher power here, and you're just inquisitive. What you could find is with the Two of Coins, it might be the situation is you go out just kind of playing the field a little bit with the Two of Coins, dating one person or another, but what you find coming in around that could be somebody that you're really attracted to and somebody who's really attracted to you. Page of Cups energy, somebody who asks you out on a date because you know this wish is being fulfilled with the Nine of Cups energy. This person shows a very much an interest in getting to know you. What's the immediate future, Aries? Well, the situation is the Nine of Wands. This is the card about giving up the fight, because even though this is Nine of Wands in the upright, really this looks like the reversal of it. As I was saying, no gladiator is ever going to take his helmet off unless the fight is done. So this could be finally the war is won, or the fight is done. Now around that, what you'll find coming in the immediate future is the Knight of Wands, okay? So this is somebody, this is all full steam ahead. It depends. This can be exit or it can be arrival. This can be a card that says, you know, what you're experiencing is a time of great speed, a time of change. And it might be finally the fight is done. You no longer have to battle to find the person that you're looking for with the Nine of Wands showing here. As I read this Nine of Wands, because he's got his helmet off, he's not fighting. So he's given up on the fight. But this isn't about you giving up, I don't think, Aries. This is about you saying, finally, I can sit down. I don't have to stand at my post waiting, because you're waiting here for your ships to come in. Well, I'm no waiting here. And this is also a card about waiting. Because what's coming in around that with this Knight of Wands energy is an arrival. It's a change with the Knight of Wands energy. And what's that about? What's the reason for that? Ah, Five of Swords. So you can read the Five of Swords in two ways. You can talk about, I actually think that this is you guys exiting the situation. Possibly you don't like this dude. Five of Swords, often I look at that card and it reminds me of somebody who's been severely hurt. Maybe you exit the situation because you feel that this person takes advantage. Five of Swords energy. Maybe this person just doesn't jive with you, with the Five of Swords. Maybe this, I think if this is somebody who's come back to you and they say they're going to make changes, I think that they won't. And I think that this hidden aspect is something entirely new, because this is what you can't see coming in. So this doesn't always show up in the month. This could show up 2 months later, the hidden aspects. So I certainly feel that if this is, you know, we'll read it two ways. I think if this is somebody coming back to you in this area here and you're looking for a change here because you've got a vision for the future, and you're hoping for transformation because things have been very confusing for a long time with the Seven of Cups energy, and in your expectations, you're expecting that if this person agrees with you in your values and your desires, remember cups represent desires, so this is an agreement of all your desires, you will expect, yeah, I want to settle down, I want to have babies, I want to be in a proper relationship with you because I'm looking for transformation, because I've got a vision for the future. And I'm looking for transformation because things have been up in the air for far too long. Seven of Cups is also up in the air. So if this is somebody coming to you and you're experiencing love in your present situation, around that the situation is love and you're experiencing unconditional love from an individual here because you've had clear, honest communication, or supposedly honest communication with the Ace of Swords energy, you will be in your expectations wanting to settle down because you are looking for a transformation. And that transformation is because things have been up in the air. And this is a situation about you and this individual being harmonized and balanced together. And you want that with this person that comes back. And ignoring this energy here, it might be in the immediate future you give up. Because around giving up, what's coming in is the Knight of Wands. It might be that this person is fleeting. So you give up because this person is fleeting and has hurt you. This person's flaky and they're hurting you. Or you're giving up because what's going on, the immediate future around that, is you exiting the situation, Aries. Because Knight of Wands is usually Sagittarius, but it's an Aries and Leo energy for purposes of a general reading. Because this person keeps hurting you, the Five of Swords. So I think if it's somebody coming back, it may not work out. I think if it's somebody new coming in, for example, because this is the expectation. So these things are hopes and expectations. They don't necessarily take control as yet. I mean, in your expectations, if this isn't about somebody coming back, it could be, but if it's not, then you're saying to yourself, well, in my mind, if I could find that amazing partnership with the Three of Cups, I would expect to be able to settle down with the Queen of Coins because I've got a vision for the future. But in the immediate future, the Nine of Wands energy shows up here. So for some of you guys, the situation is about giving up, because around that, what you can experience coming in around giving up is the Knight of Wands. Perhaps moving in another direction for some of you guys, because you've had enough of the hurt with the Five of Swords energy showing here. Or maybe some of you guys are feeling very defeated. Maybe you don't find love coming in, because this is your hope and this is your expectation. So these things don't necessarily have to manifest. They're just what you're hoping and what you're thinking about. So I think if you're single, it might be that you just look in other directions, doing different things with the Knight of Wands. You might choose to focus on your career with the Knight of Wands energy and leave love on the back burner with the Knight of Wands energy. Because with the Five of Swords energy, it might be that you doubt that you're going to find love. I think if this is somebody coming back, it might not work out. But needless to say, our saving grace is here so far. Because it's saying in the hidden aspects what you can't see, especially if you're single and you're finding it difficult to find love because you've split up with somebody from the past, and now you know exactly. The good thing with this reading really, Aries, is that for you guys, especially if you're single, you know exactly what it is that you want. You know what you want. Around your hopes and desires, it's about love. Finding a balanced, harmonious relationship, finding your soulmate. That's the situation. And around that, what you're going to hope is that there's going to be a transformation with the Death energy. Because maybe, just maybe, some of you guys have been looking around for too long with the Seven of Cups and not found that proper individual. And some of you guys have split with somebody from the past here. And you're waiting for those ships to come in. And mentally and emotionally, you're very inquisitive. because you've put your soul and your life in the hands of fate, in the hands of a higher power, the Hierophant. Okay? So if you're single and you're split up with someone and you're just waiting for those ships to come in, you know exactly what you want in your hopes, and you know exactly what you're going to expect in your expectations, because what you're expecting, the situation is all about a unified, strong, complete relationship, the Three of Cups, one that brings great joy. And you will expect, yeah, I'll expect to settle down. I'll expect to build a life with this person. I'll expect to have marriage, and I'll expect to, move in with this person and just build a life in general, because I've got a vision for the future. So you know in these areas, if you're single, what your vision is for a relationship. And though it may not come in the immediate future, because you're kind of feeling a little bit doubtful here, the hidden factors are saying, well, if you're single, it's going to come. You don't see it just yet, but it will come. And if you're with someone and somebody's come back and they've promised to make changes, well, you know exactly what you want and what your expectations are. Now, those might not be fulfilled here in the immediate future. However, you don't see that something nice is coming in for you. The overall outcome shows us, well, the situation is about the Three of Swords. And often I read this card, the Three of Swords, on the Chira Marchetti. The situation is about you guys protecting your heart with the Three of Swords energy. And around that, the overall outcome, well, you're being very defensive, aren't you? The Seven of Wands. So some of you guys are being very defensive. If this is somebody from the past, well, it looks to me like you give up. Nine of Wands. Because what you're experiencing around that is a very flaky individual. And they're showing as being very flaky because they're taking advantage with the Five of Swords. So therefore, for those of you who have somebody comes back and promises you the earth but doesn't deliver it, it might be with the Three of Swords energy that you separate with them. Three of Swords is separation, because you need to protect your heart. You can see that the Three of Swords is on the heart. You can see her hands are on her heart and she's protecting herself from getting hurt. And around that, the overall outcome might be that you push this person away, the Seven of Wands. You say, stay the fuck out, because this person keeps hurting you. They keep coming back and telling you that everything's going to change, and then they don't do it. They resort to doing this. So you say, keep the fuck out. And the reason that you do that is because of the Seven of Coins energy. Maybe this person leaves you waiting with the Seven of Coins energy. For some of you guys, you've reevaluated the relationship. You've taken a step back and you said, you know what? You can keep out, because what I'm waiting for is something of value. It's something good to prosper and to flourish in my life. And the same thing goes for if you are, because the Seven of Coins means to take a step back and evaluate a relationship. So this is you guys. If this is somebody who hurts you, and they make you a promise, they promise you the world, you know exactly what it is that you want in these areas here, but it doesn't work out here. The overall outcome is, well, you know what, the situation is I need to just cut ties with this individual, because I need to protect my heart. And the overall outcome is I'm going to push them away, Seven of Wands, because I am waiting for my prize. I've taken a step back, and I'm waiting. All the energy and all the hard work with this energy, the Seven of Coins, I think here relates to these energies here, because you know what you want. And sometimes it takes a lot of hard work to know what you want. So all of the hard work and effort you've put into realizing and into working out what you want in a relationship, you'll wait for that to manifest with the Seven of Coins energy. If you're single, yes, you may have broken up with an individual here. You're waiting for new ships, new people to come in, a new person to come in. You're inquisitive about it. You've put yourself in the hands of fate, in the hands of God, in the hands of the universe, in the hands of a higher power. You've split up with someone here, but you know what? My hopes are, well, the situation, it's about love. Because my hopes are that this is going to bring me out of where I am, being on my own. It's going to bring a massive transformation into my life, because I've just been around the houses. I've been dating and dating and dating with the Seven of Cups, and nothing's come off it. And I expect that if I do meet the perfect partner, Three of Cups, that we're going to be able to settle down. They'll make an honest woman or an honest man of me. They'll love me. Maybe I can get pregnant. Maybe I'll have a baby. You know, I'll set up home with this individual, because I've got a vision for the future, Two of Wands. If you're single, for some of you guys, well, I'm tired. Situation, Seven of Wands. So the situation around that coming in the immediate future, I think I'll change direction and look into other things. Because, you know what, I feel very doubtful about my love life. And therefore, in the overall outcome, I think the situation for me is I'll protect myself from getting hurt, which means I'm going to vet whoever comes into my life very, very carefully. 7 of Wands energy. Because I'm waiting for all of the hard work that I've put into myself, for the universe to manifest the perfect partner into my realm with the 7 of Coins energy. And what do you know, for both sets of people, whether this is somebody that comes back or whether this is just simply being single, having broken up with someone and waiting for that perfect partner to come in, the universe is going to send it to you. Because what you can't see right now, even though some of you guys will give up and you'll hurt and all the rest of it, what you can't see is the universe is working on this for you. Because the situation is all about balance, the 2 of Coins. So the situation, what you can't see is that there is going to be balance restored for you. Because around that, what you can't see is new love coming in, Page of Cups energy. Because the universe is manifesting your very wishes. Alright, that's your reading, Aries, for love for the month of September 2018. If you are single, don't expect it. It might come in September, it might not, because this is the hidden aspect, and that can come in any time. Just know that you're going to get what you want. Even if it doesn't arrive in September, just know. And even if somebody's come back and you've broken up with them again, just know that you're going to get what you want. Okay? Alright, take care, my darlings. Bye-bye.